So hello everyone. Hi Sarah. If you guys can just let us know where you're joining us from, that would be fantastic. Just makes it a little bit nicer to get to know who is on this webinar. We are recording this, and we are on Facebook Live in our Wise Agent community. If you have any questions, there's Manny from Santa Maria, California, and Lancaster. Ooh, everyone's typing in fast. I can't read. Long Beach. Hello. Rochester. So yeah, if you have any questions, use the Q&A. That makes it a little bit easier for me to go through those questions. And then for anyone that's watching on Facebook, I'm looking down because that's where my phone is. If anyone's watching on Facebook Live, please feel free to post your comments there as well. And any questions, and we'll be going through those as the webinar progresses. So today we're going to be talking about virtual and automated CMAs within your CRM. So we're excited to have Damon talk about Cloud CMA and their newest product and their newest and latest and greatest invention, Homebeat. So I'll let him talk about that in a little bit. And then of course, and how that all integrates within Wise Agent and some other cool things that are going to be happening. And I know Damon's got a really awesome promotion to share with everyone. So Marilyn, hello from Houston. Hello. So, okay, Damon, do you wanna, I'll let you talk now.
Just get started. Okay, well, fantastic. Yeah. Hello, everybody. It's nice to talk to the Wise Agent community. I've been doing webinars here in my bunker for the last couple of months, back to back. So I might even talk to you guys. A lot of you guys are familiar with Cloud CMA. It's either offered from your MLS or you're using it currently with Wise Agent. What we want to do today is kind of show you a couple of new things that are happening that you might be familiar with, you might not. And for those of you who don't have Cloud CMA, we have a kind of a special offer that we're running that we typically call our fall promo. We do this for NAR every year. Of course, there is no NAR, so we've extended this out to our whole kind of user base. And that's basically all of our products are free until February. I'm going to have Eleni post that link out to you guys. That'll have the free promotion until February, and then it'll also include a full Cloud Agent Suite webinar. Today we're going to kind of specifically talk about Cloud CMA mostly, but you might have some other questions about our full set of products. We have a full webinar on that, and you can log in on that pretty much anytime. It's what we call an e-webinar, so that'll kind of do everything. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, and I'm going to jump into Cloud CMA, and I'm going to share some really cool features that you guys might not be aware of with Cloud CMA. So yeah. Cloud CMA is our flagship product. Most agents know us as Cloud CMA, but we are actually the full Cloud Agent Suite. And so we offer all of our products, do a number of things, and we're actually integrated with both Cloud CMA and Cloud Streams into Wise Agent. But
yeah.
Hold on.
And it's one of my favorite integrations, because I use Cloud Streams personally, and I'll talk about that towards the end. But in Cloud CMA, it's just so great how it's integrated and how we have things integrated within Wise Agent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is our full set of products: Cloud CMA and Homebeat, Cloud Streams. So just agents like to kind of have this be simple. Cloud CMA is for my reports. Mostly for sellers, we do buyers reports in Cloud CMA, but for the most part, it's a cornerstone of my listing business. Cloud Streams, again, is on my buyer side. It's a portal. It's listing alerts. I can text alerts. And so both of those products really kind of break down into sellers and buyers tools. And then Cloud MLX and Attract are kind of unique features that allow me to generate leads with Cloud Attract with both Cloud CMA, and Cloud MLX is a kind of a Google style search of your MLS. I won't be kind of touching these today. We'll kind of focus mostly on Cloud CMA. So let me jump into Cloud CMA and kind of give you an understanding of what we're doing right now. So today we're in COVID, right? Virtual CMAs and remote CMAs makes a lot of sense. The market is blown up for us, and we want to be able to create reports for my database. So I'm going to run through Cloud CMA real quick for you. A lot of you guys are familiar with Cloud CMA, but I'm going to show you how simple it is to create a CMA, and then once we do that, I'll show you the integration with Wise Agent. But more importantly, how I can automate it and how I can show virtual. to my clients in the same fashion that you and I are doing it, through Zoom, through Skype, through Google Hangouts. So let's get started. I'm just going to do a CMA. You're going to be blown away on how quick this is, right? I want to do a CMA. So literally it's a 3-step process: criteria, listings, customize. And it's basically, when I'm in my criteria, I just type in client name, new client. I will type in my address of the property I want to do an evaluation for. As I type in the address, it will autofill for me. When I click on the property autofill, we'll go get tax data. And we're going to, in this regards, we got the square footage, beds, baths, and year built, lot size, taxes, garage, whatever is available. Now, in some areas, you can see some the tax data not being complete, so fill it out. Like I know that sometimes in Phoenix here, it doesn't have baths, so I can just add it, of course. But this is going to help us with our search. So client name, address, and then how do you want to get comps into the report? There's 2 ways. One way is to get exactly the listings you want by searching on the MLS. Now, I saw on the list of you guys coming in, a lot of you have Cloud CMA integrated into your MLS. So literally, I can go on MLS, select my comps, and either click on the Cloud CMA button on your MLS system or export them out to us. And literally, we're just bringing over those numbers here and picking the exact comps that you want. I will promote the quick and dirty because it's my favorite, and it actually works with the automation too. The quick and dirty is automatically going to find listings near the subject property. We're going to get at least 10 listings and go back 6 months. I can add more criteria here if I want to, but again, the quick and dirty is nice because what we're going to do is we're going to match the square footage, beds, baths to the address with MLS data. So I don't even put more criteria in here. I just literally click on fetch listings because once I'm on the other side and I'm actually in the listing section, I can pick and choose listings. I can add listings, but this just kind of grabs them quickly for me.
So do you recommend to get 10 listings, or what are you recommending?
There's 2 things. Great question. So a true CMA, the best CMA, will have 3 actives, 3 solds, 3 pendings, and maybe a canceled or withdrawn. So ideally 10 is the best number. Now, technically, we're going to pick 10. So we have to have a number to stop. We can't just keep picking listings. And then once we get into a radius, it moves away from the true thing about the true valuation of a CMA. So the other thing I'll add to that is, and most agents know this, but some don't, the number 1 criteria in doing a CMA, the number 1, the very top of the list, is location. It's the number 1 list. I see a lot of agents go in and they'll put beds, baths, square footage, and they'll try to match the functions, but really location is the key. The closer it is to the property, the more comparable it is, the furthest, the least. So we add the location, beds, baths, square footage, and age into our searches. So we are going to match those the best we can with the comps we pulled over. So you'll see here, I've got 4 pendings and 6 solds. You'll see the comps here, and they'll be color coded, right? So the yellows are pendings and reds are solds. There are gray listings that we brought over too in the quick and dirty that we didn't pick. We didn't choose them. They're close. They might make sense for you, but we didn't pick them. So you certainly could. So an agent, I can say, hey, let me look at this comp. 3 beds, 3 bathrooms, 2,300 square foot. That's a pretty good comp here. These are actually all 3 bedrooms. But once I get down into this closed listing, this is a 4 bedroom. It's closed, it's a 4 bedroom. Do you want to include a 4 bedroom? You might. So I can add it or subtract it depending on what property I want. In fact, I might even look at this comp and say, you know what, I don't like this comp. So just because we brought them over doesn't mean that they're automatically in the report. It's just, they're just basically bringing over the swath of comps that are going to be pretty comparable to you. If you run into a scenario where you're like in a rural area or a tough comp market, you might want to go on MLS and pick your comps, right? The quick and dirty is good 90% of the time, but there are scenarios where it might make sense to go on the MLS. Maybe you're doing a luxury property and location isn't quite as common, or maybe you're doing a beach property or a lakefront property, which you want to get those types of properties first. So you have choices. You can go on MLS and pick, or use the quick and dirty. Either way. You had a question, Elena?
Yeah, we had a question here. So how close to the subject property can you get, or is that something? I see that it has like sort listings. What are those options there?
Yeah, so again, we're matching the beds, bath, square footage with the geolocation of the address. So we're getting the closest listings first.
Okay, so even if the neighbor is selling, then that would be in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. These are, and you can see the map. You can actually see what we're talking about, right? These are all of the comps on MLS. for this property, and that's the subject property, and these are the comps. The question about the sorting option, maybe I want to sort by beds, bath, square footage, list date, lot, list price. Right now, we're just bringing in, the solds first, because solds are the truest comps, pendings, and then any actives that are in the listing. There's no actives in this report. But again, I'll just kind of clarify, the agents have control over the comps. They can either pick them or we can kind of grab them all together and put them in a little pot here, and you can determine which ones you want to use or not want to use.
Right.
Any other questions for me, Eleni? I saw a couple.
Yeah, there's another one is, so if their neighborhood is in a 7-mile radius, can you just say like, okay, I just want this, these 7, is there something like that where you can?
So we don't do mile radiuses because that's kind of doesn't really work. It's not very smart. What we do is lat long by the address. So we're pulling the closest address. We're not pulling everything within 7 miles. That might be too much property, really. What we're trying to do is pull the best comps first. That's the closest that match 3 beds, 3 baths, square footage. I'll qualify this. I get a lot of questions on the radius. If you're in New York City and you're in a skyscraper, all the comps might be in the one building. But if you're in a rural area where there might be not another comp for another mile or 2, then we're going to go out and get 10 solds, right? We're looking for 10 solds and then everything else. So the radius, if you will, is flexible based on the area and the comps that are in that area, if that makes sense. So I know that we get trained on, and we have radius in our mind, but it's not really radius. It's more closest to, if you will. And again, you don't need 50 comps. You need the closest comps that match the property to qualify. And then again, if there's a comp in the report that I want to add, in Cloud CMA, I can add a listing by just typing in an MLS number, or add a pocket listing or FSBO if it's in the area that I want to include it. So really all we're doing is that we're making it easy for agents to pick comps rather than doing a full kind of exhaustive search on MLS. If agents desire to do a full exhaustive search, they still can. In Cloud CMA, we're just kind of saying, hey, you can do the kind of a normal search how you normally search and bring over the comps you pick, or the quick and dirty is going to be able to basically do that for you, and then I'll just qualify what comps I want. So there shouldn't be any consternation as far as comps are concerned. Right. Agents have the control to pull whatever comps they want.
And basically that quick and dirty is really a way to save everyone some time and some energy, and just to get what your clients are looking for, and give you that information, give you that data, but without putting in so much energy and effort into it.
That's right. And a lot of times, and I do this for my friends, I'll just say, hey, what's your address real quick? Let me just do a quick CMA, and they'll pull it up, and it'll be great. But let's get past this. And as far as determining the comps, you have the ability to turn them on or off. You also have the ability to make adjustments to them. So let's just say this property had a pool. Your property does not have a pool. So I'm going to adjust the value of the pool, which in Phoenix, they're generally $10,000 for a pool. So I've adjusted this down $10,000. It's sold for $930, but if it didn't have a pool, it would be $920. That's more closely aligned to your property. So I can make an adjustment on any property, extra square footage, lots, whatever I want to associate as far as value is concerned.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
The last kind of section on the organized listings is my price guide. My price guide is going to bring my low, median, average, high, and my average price per square foot for these 10 comps. It's not an AVM, we're just doing straight math, right? These are the comps, this is the average. 412 for all, 416 for the sold. So if I click on the 416, it's just going to multiply that times the square footage to give me a number. I can give it a range too. I can use any of these numbers as well, or I can, of course, type in my own number. But generally, at least in Phoenix, price per square foot is usually a good place to start. And then if you use our range, it's basically a +3 -3 of that number. So in this regard, it's 1,000.067. If I use this range, it's going to give me a +3 up to almost 1.1 and a -3 down to 1.03 as a range. And you can determine what you want to use, but this is basically using the comps as the understanding.
Yeah, and that's a really nice feature because you get that number, that suggested number just before you even see the house. You're just even doing this all before you even go on a listing.
Yeah, it's based on the comps that you
The
choose.
comps that
So
you
make
choose,
sure the comps are when the comps are all right, meaning 3 beds, 3 baths from square footage, relatively close. Okay, now I've got 10 listings. Let's look at the range here. Here's my range. So again, you have control over this as well. This is all an agent tool. So while we'll give you numbers as far as the math, we're not pushing you any one direction. You're going to be able to deliver what you want to deliver. All right, so that's my second step, listing. So criteria was name and address. Listings, I make sure my listings are right. And then I get into customize. Customize allows me to choose my colors, my layouts. Let me get to it.
This is really nice because you want to stay within your brand standards, whatever your brokerage is. This is always really just marketing 101. Keep with your colors, your theme of your brokerage.
Yeah, so I choose my theme, I will choose my layouts, I will choose my, you don't necessarily need to choose templates because it'll be kind of set for you, but you can create templates if you want to create a buyer CMA or a pre-listing package or comps only. You have the ability to kind of set those up in templates. Cover pages and fonts, but for the most part, these are all the pages in my report, from my title page through the comp data, down through the analysis, and then closing pages. I have a notes page here, I have a client testimonials. If you want to see any page, you can literally just click on a link and you'll be able to see the page if you wanted to preview it. Once you've done a CMA once or twice, you'll literally just go right to publish. But for new agents, you can look at the pages. We provide a lot of content here as well that's specific to listing, online valuations, CMAs and appraisals, negotiating with buyers, testimonials from Zillow and Rated Agent, whatever you might be using. And actually custom pages. So agents can add their own pages, their own content to the library. You can see I've got some silly pages here to the library in either a PDF form or you can actually build it within our editor. I'll show you that here in a second. But I can really create this and customize this to my brand and what I want to deliver to my client.
And now is this going to be saved as far as your settings?
Yep. So whenever I click on publish report, this will be my new default going forward. So this is how I like it. Of course, you can change it and click on publish, and then it'll default whatever you've changed it to. If you want to do unique reports, you can set those up as templates and click on those as well. All right. So here we go. So I created my report. I did a CMA. It took me 5 minutes to do a CMA while I explained it to you, right? So think about how quickly I can do it if I didn't have to talk to you guys. So I can do CMAs pretty quickly, but how I deliver is really important. So I certainly can show the PDF. I'm going to kind of run through this really quickly. This is our printed report. This is designed to print and deliver to my client. Okay, so my letter to my client, a little bit about me, a resume, maybe my letter to a little bit about my company. Here's what is a CMA? How accurate are they? I can use any of this content or not. It's up to me. Here's my contact me page, but here's the data. So here are the comps that we've selected, kind of a quick breakdown of the legend. They're color coded, as well as the summary of all the properties in the report. I did make an adjustment. So I have a regular price, a regular square footage, and then an adjusted price and adjusted square footage if I make adjustments. And you'll see those here. Here's the listings, large photo, large map, beautiful layout, all the interior photos. And then of course, if I made a price adjustment, my price adjustment will show here. So here are all the pages in the report. I'm gonna kind of zoom through the comps here and get into the statistical analysis. Again, this is a printed report. I certainly can send this digitally and show it to my client, but I'm gonna show you a better way to do that here with Cloud CMA Live. This is actually designed to print and deliver with any other content that I might deliver to my client when I see them. I've taken the time to print and bind this and make this really look good. So here's the sold and under contract. Here's the sold property analysis with my days on market and percentage of list. Here's my suggested list price range with a square footage range.
And this is something you can make this as long or as short as you want within those settings. And then this is also the PDF that gets generated through the integration within Wise Agent that I know we're going to show that in a minute too. But
yes, this is our CMA that's generated through our landing pages, through our integrated partners. This is the CMA that we create.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's beautiful. We've built our name on how awesome those reports can be, and agents have really done well with them. What I'm going to share with you now is we've always, as a company, we've always wanted to say, how do we get to it? How do we kind of break the CMA, if you will? how do we make a better CMA? And so we started building this a couple of years ago to create a full digital environment. So instead of sending a PDF to a client when they're viewing it on their phone or their iPad or their computer, or if I'm in my conference room on my monitor, or even I'm showing right on my laptop, I want a better environment than just a PDF. The PDFs are fine aesthetically, but it doesn't allow me a lot of power and control. So the view live is really the preferred way of showing a client their market, either virtually, like you and I are doing now, or of course on my iPhone, iPad, on a television. So the same report I just showed you here is created in our live CMA. And again, it's just a URL. It's like a fully interactive website for this client and for this address. So let me show you how it works. As an agent, I can go in and I can, again, customize in the same way that I can customize the pages for Cloud CMA. I can move these around and put them in order exactly how I want to show them. One super unique feature is I can start a Zoom meeting, Skype meeting, and hang out from here. So if I do a CMA and I want to connect to my client, I can start a Zoom meeting and just send them a link and we can communicate. So that's kind of a nice feature in the hamburger here. If I want to send this to my client, I just click on email my report and it's just going to email them the link, right? And so when they click on this link, it'll just open this report in the same fashion that you're seeing it now. Okay, so let me walk you through it. Instead of pages now, we have digital tiles, and all these tiles have data that's behind it. Let me just walk you through a kind of a sample report here. And again, this is customized, so you can build this however you'd like. But if my client receives it on their phone or on their iPad or in their computer, they literally click on Start Presentation. Now we can add video.
Nice.
Every client that I meet is unique and has.
So unlike a printed report, I can actually include video and video content, multimedia content into my report if I want to talk about my team, my process, whatever, or just in this regard, it's just an introduction.
Yeah.
These are kind of quick samples just to show you. I can upload a video and text in here if I want.
That's nice. Because video really does help with conversion on things. People really get to know you better. I mean, that's always a good thing. If you can use video, anywhere you can use video, you should be using it. So even in your...
Yeah, the nice thing about the CMA report is if I send this out and I'm not accompanying the report, actually my clients are opening it on their own and I'm not there, it's nice to have a kind of an illustration of who we are and what we do.
Right.
So that's always something nice to do. So if you don't have an intro video, you can kind of think about it. This may be a catalyst to create that. Here's a team page. I just created a team page for this report as well. But really the power of Cloud CMA is in how we show the data. Okay. All right. Actually, I'm going to show you a different report here. Let me show you this report.
I was going to say, because this, I had a sneak peek of this, last week, Damon, we talked a couple of weeks ago, and this is really cool, guys, because this is something that you can take this link and you can, share it out through Cloud CMA, of course. You can use, you can share that link out from whatever, use your texting, use whatever it is, post it on Facebook. I'm assuming you can do it on Facebook too, right?
Oh yeah, it's just a link. So
it's just a link, so it doesn't matter where you're posting it.
That's right. This is our full CMA. So it's gonna bring the property information over for this address. It's also going to give me a listing status guide here. Of course, I can edit property details here. But what it's going to do is going to show me all the comps in a side-by-side comparison. So if these are all 3 beds, 3 baths, right? These all match. It's going to show me the square footage. This square footage is 2,500. This is 2,000, so it's about 19% below or smaller, and the lot size is smaller. Here's all the kind of the listing details. But if I click on this property, it'll show me all of the data in a slide photo. I can click through it and see the data here. It'll still show me the contextual information that this is 7 years newer, but smaller. And of course, all the MLS data and then the school data here. If I need to make an adjustment, I can do that on the fly. And I can also uninclude the comp. If I'm looking at it and I'm kind of getting a feeling this might not be a good comp, I can literally take it out of the report live. So this will show me a true side-by-side comparison of all the comps. We do a couple cool things too. We have a little telestrator here that will show you that this is the property that's closest to you. The square footage is smaller and the lot size is smaller, but it did sell for $680. The telestrator is just right here in the middle of my nav bar. So this is kind of a cool feature. So it'll show me all the comps, the most expensive comp, the closest comp. We'll add some context to the data here. So this is going to show me my side-by-side comparison of my comps. We also have another super interesting feature with the map. The map is going to allow me to show me all the comps that I've selected as comparables. But if I zoom in to see more listings, and this is a feature only available to the agent, not the client. As I zoom in, I can see all the comps on MLS. So this happens all the time. If you've done a CMA, if you've been in the business a long time, you'll know this. A client will say, well, what about the property on Geniza? Why didn't you include that? The other agent included it. Why didn't you include it? Well, let's look at it. Bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage. Okay, this is a decent comp. The square footage is bigger and the lot size is much bigger. I didn't include it because it's not a true comp, but if you want me to include it, I can. I don't have to go back to the MLS. I don't have to do a search. I don't have to find it. I don't have to add it to my printed report. I can literally add it live. So this happens quite a lot. The other scenario is maybe there's an active listing that popped up overnight, or maybe in a couple of days since I did the report. I can click on that active listing. This property's been on market for 4 days, and I can include that too live from the completed report. So I don't have to go back and do a full search and kind of find data. I can literally see all the data on MLS live on Cloud CMA Live. So again, here's my subject property. These are all the comps in the area. These are the ones that match your property the best.
And to go back and clarify, so so right now you're showing this like you're the agent, you're the broker, and if I got that link and I click on the map view, am I going to have all those other little dots on there?
No. If you're not the agent, you're only going to see the selected comps.
Okay.
But on the agent side, on my side, if I zoom in, I can see all the comps. The client won't be able to do that. They'll only see the comps that I've selected for them.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
That's nice. That's a nice feature, and that's a nice way to be able to even interact with them and say, let me go through this with you. Really.
Absolutely. Well, again, in the virtual format, there's going to be questions and scenarios that pop up. With the live CMA, I'm now flexible to kind of adjust those, and I'm going to show you some other stuff that allows us to do that as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've shown you the compare, I've shown you the map, and now onto the list. So this is just a list of properties, right, with the data. That's best square footage, all this information's here. So this is a quick list. And again, I can turn comps on or off here if I want to, which, depending on if I see a comp that's an outlier I don't want to use, I can do that live. Okay, so now I'm just showing you the comps. Now, after I show you the comps, I want to break down your market. So here's my average pricing. So the average prices of the solds, of the pendings, of the canceleds, of the actives, they're all right here. Again, as my mouse comes over and maybe a question comes up about San Remo Place, I can click on it, look at the property data and qualify and then back. So I don't have to find the page and move up and down like I would have to in RPR or CMA from MLS. It's a fully interactive report. I can click on any property if I want. So this will show me the breakdown of the averages. We actually have two scatter charts. I love our scatter charts. They're super cool and about 3 different kind of features here. One is, this is going to show me my trend line and the square footage that my property's on. I can click on any of these properties to see more information about properties that are close. But moreover, right now we're at a $396 price per square foot. There's an outlier here at $461. If I take this out, everything that's recalculated, it's more like a $385 than a $396. So again, if I have a crazy outlier or something that's throwing out my square footage, I can adjust this on the fly and show the difference by taking out kind of a what if scenario. If this property wasn't here, it'd be more like this. That kind of thing helps me and shows me the data. The other cool feature is this is what this looks like on a phone. Beautiful, right? All my comps down below. I can show this right on my phone on the fly in the field if I want to. And of course, create it on the fly in the field too. I don't have to go on the MLS and do my search. I can do it quick and dirty and show them the comps real quick.
And that's something, and this is a view that the buyer or seller would be able to see?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on what device they opened it up on. Remember, we're just a browser, so it's going to open up on any device and it's going to be responsive to their device. So
can you just show back? So Deborah's asking, how did you get to this view here?
What do you mean view?
The view of the market is this called a market evaluation? What is this view called here?
Ask her to clarify the question, because there is no type of view. It's all the same. It's just responsive. So on my phone, it just is responsive. So
Yeah,
just-
because you were showing, because you showed the comparables, then the map, and then it was the list. And then from the list, how did you get?
Yeah, I'm just going through the report, remember. So I'm just going through the report. So I showed you the comps, I showed you the average pricing, and now I'm in average price per square foot. So I'm just going through the navigation bar, next, right?
Yeah.
So this is my average price per square foot. Have her qualify that question if you
Yeah.
will. And then the last piece to this, and I love this, video.
Using price per square foot averages is a common way of understanding where the house being sold, also known as a subject property.
So is that video being generated by you guys?
Yes. So it's specific to average price per square foot. So it's explaining this scatter chart in an understanding in a listing format. So a lot of agents lean on that, where they can literally just click on that and that'll run through kind of average price per square foot. Or if I'm not there and my client, and I sent this to my client and they're viewing it, they can view the video as well if they want a little more information about what the scatter chart
Using
means.
price per square.
This is the thing. This is kind of, we kind of pulled this from RPR. A lot of agents use RPR, and they would have these graphs that they couldn't explain. They would have all this data that they couldn't explain to their clients, so they just wouldn't use it, which is fair. You know, I think that makes sense. We wanted to make sure that this certainly is a clean graph talking about average price per square foot. But
Right.
if we did have a question, not only from an agent could understand it, but the client can understand exactly what we're trying to explain here in our time to sell. Time to sell is the same thing.
There are huge consequences for not pricing a home correctly from the outset.
Okay.
Homes
You can just take these, and so how would you be able to pull that video out and just send that video?
Yeah, no. I mean, we could send you the video, but it's actually leveraging this report in Cloud CMA Live. So I wouldn't send that out separately. That isn't
Right.
okay. So let me get you back to the outlier here. So 14 days on market, 98% of ask. There's a 47-day outlier. It's a good comp, but it was on the market a very long time. If I take this comp out, it's more like a 9-day market. So again, you can kind of see how that's working. And then we're going to show overall what's the market doing, right? So we're going to show the original list price and then the most recent sold price. So this property came down a bit. But this one went up. And you can see the listing details. It sold for $849. It was listed at, I'm sorry, sold price at $845, so it went down. This one, where's the one that went up? Was there one that went up?
The ones up there, these
one went up.
red dots, that one.
Yeah. So it listed at $878 and sold for $885. Okay, so you can kind of see the ones that go up versus the ones that go down.
Okay.
All right, so that's my time to sell. And then the rest of the report, my estimated market value, kind of coming to where we're kind of coming up with the suggested list price. This is a light net sheet. You can literally say, how much do you owe? And it gives me an understanding of my net proceeds before taxes and fees. You certainly can build in taxes and fees here, but I suggest you just stay with your title company's or your brokerage's net sheet. It's just a little bit more, it just calculates. Ours doesn't calculate, you have to build it. So just a quick payoff here. So it's kind of what this is designed to do.
Okay.
Marketing action plan. Again, these are our content pages. Commission distribution, these are our content pages. You can upload your own content pages. So this is a page from Armalist. If you want to upload, different statistic data, if you want to explain that, you want to upload your own cover pages or back pages, you can do that. You can upload really anything that you want. Sky's the limit as far as content that you want to deliver. But this gives me the ability to really customize this. The last two things I'll show you with Cloud CMA Live is we have a function called Listing Paperwork Overview that talks about the listing paperwork. I actually put a link to the seller's agreement in here, so I can kind of walk through this with my client. Well, this is just a document from Armalist, so I can input these into the reports to really build a full report. And then finally, client testimonials in video, which is also pretty powerful. So that's Cloud CMA. The beautiful thing about Cloud CMA Live is I can view the PDF. In fact, I've heard of some agents actually using the PDF as a companion, right? So I'm going to show you the live, but I'm going to send you the PDF, and both of the reports are the same data set. It's just a different way of laying out. If I want to do a virtual CMA, I will do it in this fashion versus trying to walk them through pages of my MLS or PDF report. So the View Live really allows me a lot of control and a lot of power to show the data set and really make changes on the fly if I need to.
Okay. So we have a couple of questions here, Damon. So Heidi was saying that she loves including an intro video. How would she go ahead and do that? Is that something easily done? Is that?
Super easy. So in Cloud CMA, in your settings, you have two buttons. One says lead generation and one says custom pages. Custom pages is going to open up the back end of Cloud CMA. And it says, okay, custom pages, add, edit, update, delete your custom pages and custom PDFs. So if I want to upload a PDF, I just click on upload PDF, and whatever completed PDF will upload with that whatever name it is on your computer. If I want to add my own custom pages here, I can do so. And I'm going to show you exactly how to add video. So I'll give it a name and I will click on add.
That's a good name.
Yeah, but that's easy to spell. So here's my page name. So this is a WYSIWYG editor where I can upload, hypertext links, video, images, logos, images. And then right next to it is our insert media multimedia. So I'll actually do this live for you. I'll show you let's just go to, I'm going to go to YouTube.
Okay.
And I'll show you exactly how to upload this. And I'm going to actually pull a Wise Agent video. I think you guys have videos on YouTube, right?
Yeah, we have a lot of videos. That's where everyone can go and get any of our training videos, any kind of our help videos.
Okay, so let's just say I'm going to take, let's just take this video, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to copy the video URL.
This video will show you the power of Wise Agent.
Okay, I'm copying the video URL.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go back into Cloud CMA custom pages, and it's going to say, okay, where's the source? Now come from your computer. It can come from YouTube, and I'm just going to paste the source in here. Okay, and I'm going to save. Okay, so here's the video. I'm going to center it, right? And I might even, bring it down a little bit and type in something like my video,
Spelling doesn't count when you're on a live.
drop a logo in there, drop in more text in there, make this bold, make this 36 point, right? I can put multiple videos in here too. The other thing that's interesting too is I can literally copy this is the actual source code. I can copy content directly from my website as well if I want to drop that in here. That's another way of copying and pasting content. So inside the custom pages, I can really play with this. Now, if you're not used to a WYSIWYG editor, it might take you a little bit, but essentially what this is a full version of Word. So I can drop in logos, photos, set this up how I want. Once this is set, when I'm in CMA, either, of course, if I add video, it won't show on my printed report, right? Does that make sense? Right. But I'll go back into Cloud CMA Live. And I'm going to click on.
And that editor, if you've used the editors in Wise Agents, awfully similar to that. So
yeah.
You guys should be.
Here's my new page that I added. I'm just going to, and then I'm going to move it to the top.
Okay.
And now I have this new page, the Swedish page is what I call it. So here's my Swedish page.
Okay.
And when they click on it, here's my video. And of course they click on my video on Power CRM.
Nice.
Now, does that make sense? Did I answer that question?
I think so. Hopefully,
okay.
Yeah. Let us know if we need more clarification there. So, someone else was asking here. They don't have the circle logo with a face on it to click on to make the change. They need to update the brokerage information. I'm not sure if they're talking about. I'm assuming they're talking about Cloud CMA. So I don't know if you.
Question again. Restate it for me.
I'm sorry.
Restate the question again for me.
So he says that he needs to change his brokerage information. When he logs into the system, he doesn't have that circle with his face on it.
Okay, so in your account settings, and every agent does this, and in fact, I do it sometimes too. They don't put all their information in there. Make sure you put your company name, your logo, your email. If you want to change your avatar from letters to your photo, just click on Change Avatar. The contact info here will show up on your reports. So make sure that you put your email, mobile address. If you want to put your Facebook stuff on there too, you can. But that's just kind of cursory stuff when you're setting up your account. Your password, of course, is your MLS. Password is for Cloud CMA. MLS credentials are for your MLS.
Yeah.
Custom pages are here. Integrations are here. You don't need to really concern yourself too much about the integrations, and then billing, right? So you can cancel your account or talk to your billing here. That's all kind of in the settings. So hopefully that clarified that. One other thing, good measure, Eleni. A lot of you guys might know this. Learning Resource and Support Center will be able to answer any questions you have, any issues. The Learning Resources has videos on everything and live classes on everything too.
Yeah.
So.
And I always tell everyone, I mean, if there's a technology company, it doesn't matter if you're using Wise Agent or Cloud CMA or the Cloud Suite products. If a technology company is offering free support and training and all of that stuff, utilize it, because that's really the best way of getting a lot of your questions answered. So use those resources. That's a good tip.
Okay, I'm gonna show one more thing. Do I have another question for Eleni?
Yeah, you do. You have, so can you add an expiration date on a live CMA?
An expiration date?
Yeah, so clarification, upon the expiration date, the link will no longer work.
No, we do not do an expiration dates. In fact, none of our reports expire unless you delete them. So if you want them to expire, you can just click on delete and delete the report. One other feature to that too is, say it's a year from now and they click on the view live, all the data will be updated. So it's not, if you send a view live CMA and right now it's 5 actives, 5 pendings, 5 solds.
Right.
A year from now, they'll almost all be sold. So when they click on it, they'll show solds and the sold dates. So right. They'll still kind of work. They just won't have any active data because hopefully they'll all have matriculated through.
And I mean, that's a good resource because that live view really has all of your branding in there. So if they click on that link a year later, you don't want that link to not work. That should be something that you want them to be going to. So then, they're calling you to list their property or whatever.
Let me share one more thing. And that's a great segue into Homebeat. Because, if CMAs are designed to communicate with a client that you're working with or talking to. For those that you're not talking to or that are in your database, I want to send them stuff over time so they get up-to-date data for the rest of their lives, really, until they unsubscribe or list with me. So this is a feature that's in Cloud CMA called Homebeat. This is one of our integrations with Wise Agent as well. So Homebeat is going to allow us to generate what we call Homebeats, which are basically light live CMAs every month, every quarter, annually. So I will take the CSV file from Wise Agent and upload my contacts into Homebeat. And this will show me all of my Homebeats. And so then it'll say, okay, what's the status do you want to put them on? Do you want to put them on monthly and quarterly? I'm going to do a live one here so you can kind of see what this does on a single account, but I can put my whole database on here. So let me show you how this works. So I meet a client at an open house or a networking event, and I'm just going to call this Joe. And I'm going to type in an email for Joe. Hopefully I'll get his email address. And I'm going to type in Joe's address, 26266 Golata. Mission Viejo. It's going to pull over the beds, bath, square footage, garage sizes, lot sizes, and then it'll show me a standard email. I would suggest all agents go in here and kind of make this theirs, especially right now. Mortgage rates are 2.5. The housing is 12% above last year. Market's crazy. It's a great time to sell. Let me just give you an information on your marketplace. However, you're going to want to kind of qualify it. But this is a standard email that you guys can doctor. And then it says, okay, do you want to send this out monthly, quarterly, twice a year, or annually? For my past clients, annually and semi-annually makes sense. For my clients I'm trying to get off the fence, monthly and quarterly makes sense. So I'm going to do a quarterly report. So your first Homebeat email will be sent right now, and then the rest will send automatically every quarter starting January 30th. Send now. Okay, wow. It's a set it and forget it, right? It's going to send every quarter with live MLS data to my clients. So let me show you what it looks like. So in my database, it'll show me, when they last were sent, when they viewed, how many times they viewed it. I can edit it. I can copy the link and send it out again. I can delete it if I want, but it's super simple. What are they getting? Let me show you. And I love this. This is the tool that has the biggest impact on my business. All right, so I have my subject property here. It's going to show me the comps. These are all 3 beds, 3 baths, okay? If I want to show the map, it'll show the map here of where those comps are in relationship to my subject property, okay? Okay, so here's my comps that I pulled over. So let me go back to the comparable. We've got 4 lead generators built into this. Okay, so it's designed to generate leads from this single URL, right? And to back to that question, Eleni, that you were talking about, if an agent clicks on this a week from now, a month from now, they'll get real-time updated data. Not just this, it'll be new listings on here, right? Because when they click on view, we get the data right then. So It's hot data based on the search for the here. So let me walk you through this. So a couple things.
That's really cool.
I can get a free home evaluation instantly. Your home's true market value depends on unique qualities and analysis from a local professional. That's me, right? I'd be happy to help you to assess pricing for your home. Let me ask you a couple questions. This is the data that we have for your subject property. Is it in good condition? Yes? No? Excellent condition? Great. What else? What other things are cool about it? Click on a home evaluation. That generates a lead for me. Okay. So what that's done is, and you'll see that here in an inbox in a second, it'll send that over. I can also click on get evaluation here. Remember, we're not giving them the price of their property. We're not telling them their price. The reason that we're not doing that is because 99% of the time it's wrong when you use AVMs or throw numbers around. What we want to do is connect, qualify, and deliver. So the automation is designed to show market data, all of their market with their beds, baths, square footage, list price, all this good stuff, and have them understand what the market's doing. And when they're ready or starting to think about listing, they contact me. So that's the one here. There's one here. There's also a quick little icon here. Hey, Joe, take a look at your quarterly Homebeat. Feel free to ask me any questions if you like. Awesome. Super simple delivering of the Homebeat. Okay, so that's the compare side to side. Here's the map. This is the killer. We're showing the comp area or their market area to them where they have some control. Meaning, right now, I have a low, high, average, median, average price per square foot, and average days on market. You want a home evaluation? Click here. We'll do a home evaluation for you, right? But the client can say, okay, well, let me look at this. I'm going to take this 680 out because that's the lowest price. And I'm going to take the million out because that's the highest price. And now my market's saying 835, 930, 879. So the market changes by the comps that I select in the same way that kind of live does. So they can qualify if, you know, that they don't think a comp is a good comp. Now, remember, every homeowner knows this kind of stuff. So they can change this if they want. They can just see the pendings. They can just see the close. And remember, the pendings, they can't really see on Zillow or any of the portals. The closed even are spotty sometimes. So here's all the listings, of course, and here's my market data. They might not be in the market. This might be something interesting, but as you know, as the world turns, as they get closer to possibly thinking about listing, they can just ask for a quick evaluation and click here. And so what that's going to do is it's going to create a lead. Oops. Hey, your client Joe just requested a free home evaluation for this address. Now would be a good time to do a CMA, right? Yeah. So I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to click on Create CMA Report. It's going to open Cloud CMA for me. It's going to include all of the subject property information that my client gave to me, and I'm just going to do a quick and dirty.
Yeah, nice, nice.
And then
so we have a couple of questions. We have a couple of questions here. So for, they're talking about Homebeat here. What about rural properties with land? Will it differentiate the difference so it won't send a seller with a 5 acres to, so it will not send a seller with 5 acres of residential home on Homebeat? Is that
okay, so understand this. Homebeat is pretty simple in its regard. It's going to pull properties, and it's really designed for residential, right? But it will pull land depending on the comps that are in the area, right? So we won't pull land here. Well, in Cloud CMA, I can say, hey, make sure you pull, you know, land, but yeah. But Homebeat won't assume land. Homebeat's going to assume residential. Okay, so there's a lot of agents try to like, well, I want to put all these criteria in front of the automation. Well, automation can't work in that regard. you can't automate something because you don't know what where that client is. So it's built to be a residential a tool first and foremost. If you want to do a land CMA, you can do a land CMA, but it won't automate a land CMA because it won't know when to switch back to a residential. So it's always residential.
That makes sense. And then someone else is asking, can this be integrated with LoopNet or CoStar? Is it just using the MLS?
Only MLS. So we get this question all the time about commercial. You certainly can pull comps from MLS if they're on MLS into our report, but our report is designed to compare residential properties. You can do residential income, you can do leases and things like that, but it's going to pull residential properties and match residential properties. It's not trying to match commercial listings or land listings, even though you can bring them in.
Yeah. You got to get on that, it sounds like. So, and then how do we know if our MLS is integrated with Cloud Suite? So how
that's a great question. So when you go into sign up, when you're signing up with to Cloud Agent Suite, so I'll go to cloudagentsuite.com, log out of here and I'll show you.
Yeah, and if anyone's missed any portion of this demo, this is being recorded. It'll also be in our Wise Agent community. So then you can replay it, and then we're running low on time. But so we'll have that as well. But I think someone was asking, how do they get to Homebeat?
So let me answer this question first.
Yeah.
When they come to Cloud Agent Suite, they can put their promo code in here. Remember, everything is free until February 2021. So every day past today, the offer gets less and less good, right? So I literally get 90 days free, 94 days free, or whatever it is. Okay, so I can just click on my state, and it'll show me all of the MLSs that we connect with. So if you're on this list, great. If you're not, you can click on my MLS is not on this list. Let us know, and we'll connect with you. And we're pretty much in 90% of all the MLSs in the country, so we should cover you. Okay, how do you get to Homebeat? Well, again, if you're in Cloud CMA, where am I here? Now I have too many things open. In Cloud CMA, let me log in. Sign in.
Okay, and I'm posting right now the promotion in the chat for everyone. And then when you guys get this in a replay, you guys are going to get this recording and as a replay. We'll also include that promotion in the replay, as well as emails going out, and we'll post it also in our community so everyone can use that. Really, you really need to start using this tool. I know I love Cloud CMA. I'm a homeowner, so I use it. I want to see how much my house is worth, right? So doesn't everybody? It's a good way to get a conversation going with any of your past clients, especially in today's market. But then also Cloud Streams. I know we didn't get a chance to hit on that. I did want to show, Damon, do you mind showing people, if people are asking about how is it integrated with Wise Agent?
Yeah, let me answer that question first. So just real quickly, the original question, how do I get to Homebeat? If you have a Cloud CMA account and maybe your MLS or broker provides it to you, you'll see a little Homebeat button here. You can click on that, and then you'll use the Lightning promo code. The Lightning promo code will give you the discount on just Homebeat. If you want to try all of our products, same thing. Eleni posted the link. You can try all of our products for free, which would include Homebeat and Streams and so forth. So yes, so I just want to get that out of the way. Yes, Wise Agent. So let me show you the integration with Wise Agent, you guys. So inside of Wise Agent, and you can chime in, Eleni, here if you want as well. But in your contacts summary, and I know that there's going to be a change, I think, coming down the pipe. But right now, currently, I can generate streams for this client, or I can generate a CMA. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. It's going to say, hey, do you want to create a Cloud CMA for Joe Smith with my contact information? Yes. Okay, so we're basically connected to Cloud CMA. We're going to add the address and the client name information. Wise Agent will say, okay, here you go. And I can edit the CMA if I want to kind of go in there and edit it. It'll just launch Cloud CMA, or I can send Cloud CMA as a quick and dirty CMA. And this will send the PDF report that we showed you automatically directly from your summary page. So this is a great integration. Cloud Streams works similarly, where you can just invite this client into Cloud Streams and they'll start to get listing alerts, and they'll get a portal for their market area.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is, and the way to connect it, you can get that connections from our help menu. You can also reach out to us and we'll, if you're wanting to set up that integration, it's just through your integration menu into that settings, and we can get that all set up for you. And so that's something. What about the integration with Wise Agent? Yep, we just answered that question. So there's a few people wanting to know how to integrate, and that will, and once you do connect that and send that CMA or send the stream, there'll be a note attached to it, so then you can see. It'll also put in a date when you last sent your CMA out, so that's really important to see as well. So those are really a few cool things that you'll be able to see with our integration. We're continuing to build our integration with Cloud CMA and everyone over at Cloud Suite. So there'll be more to come soon, right? So yeah, I think we're running low on time. Someone's asking if I've upgraded the version. Can I use the upgraded version until February if I already have this free for my MLS?
Yes, so the upgraded version is the full suite. So a lot of agents have Cloud CMA for free from the MLS. Our full suite, which includes Homebeat, which includes Cloud Attract, Cloud MLS, Cloud Streams. Those are usually pieces that aren't provided by your MLS. And just, I know we didn't go over that very much. Elaine, that full link will give you a really good breadth of what our full suite does for you. But drives business for buyers, drives business for sellers, allows me to promote through social media and email. It's just a great program altogether.
Yeah, it is.
Are we answering the questions? Or are we doing through chat?
We're answering the questions. There's a lot in here in Q&A.
You want to rifle through these real quick, or?
Yeah, we can. So someone's asking, is there a way to send a live view via Wise Agent? Yeah, if you just take that link, you can drop it in, either send it out as a text, send it out as an email. So that link, you can, use it in any way. It'll work directly in with
Yeah,
Wise.
so let me just share that with you. So whenever I create a report, we're cloud-based, so everything is on the internet. So whenever I send, I can send, here we go. Let me show you the one we created here. So if I click on the ellipses, I can copy the PDF, copy the link to the PDF. I can copy the link to live, put that on Wise Agent, send it directly to a client, text it to a client if I want to, post it on social media, anything I want to do. Now, if I want to email the report, I can email directly from Cloud CMA as well. And then this is kind of what it'll look like. I can send the PDF or live or both. So the deliverables are, we have everything in that regard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of people are saying, where can I find pricing for all of this? We're sending you those links. You can use, use that, and that's the pricing is all in that. Can you send a CMA to a group? Is one of those questions.
Well, yes, right. So I can send a CMA to a group. Is it a group on social media? Is it a group on email? I can send it to 20,000 people if I have email addresses for those 20,000. So yes, you certainly can send them to multiple people. Let me answer this question for Shauna real quick. Does the square footage represent the total square footage finished or above ground, or do we need to adjust according to our area MLS? We are a conduit of the MLS, so we're pulling the MLS data as the MLS data shows it. In areas where they have below ground or finish, remember we want to compare properties apples to apples. So all of the square footage is the same from the MLS. If I want to adjust for a finished square footage, I can adjust for finished square footage. But we're going to pull the square footage that the MLS dictates that we show as square footage. And 99% of the time it's above ground square footage in those markets like Denver and Utah and so forth. Hopefully I answered the question, Sean.
Okay, Ken was saying from Wise Agent groups. So you can send a CMA. Right now it's just individually. You can send it out through Wise Agent. Just selecting a whole bunch of contacts and then saying send a CMA. That's not really happening right now, but you can set it up through Wise Agent individually with the click of a button really quickly to send that out. So that's,
it doesn't make sense. It doesn't really make sense to send a CMA to a group of people, because all of our CMAs are specific to a single property, not to a market area. So I know agents like, I want to send this to my market area. Okay, you can kind of do that if you want to, but it makes more sense to get all the people in that market area and send them individual CMAs because it's specific to them rather than a market CMA, if that makes sense.
Okay. All right. Well, I know you guys have some more questions here. I don't think I can keep Damon on for too much longer. I know we've got some other things going on today, but I want to thank everyone for joining us. Damon, thank you so much for the
You're
demo
welcome.
and for talking to everyone here about all the benefits. We'll be sending out this recording to everyone. If you want to continue the conversation, please feel free to send us an email at help@wiseagent.com. Damon, do you want to give out your contact information? How do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, if you guys want to get a hold of me directly, I know you guys have a lot of questions here. You can get a hold of me directly at Damon, D-A-M-O-N, at wrstudios.com. That'll connect with me, and I'm happy to answer any questions for you. And then if you guys want to just go to the Cloud Agent Suite to set up for the trial, it's just cloudagentsuite.com. We'll walk you through everything. If you use that link, it'll give you a promo code, which will actually give you a discount that we kind of share for our partners here. So that'll be discounted as well. So if you want that, you can email that to me as well. I'm happy to give that to you. So hopefully this was a good tool for you guys. Play with it over the weekend. Do a CMA in your house. And just walk through kind of what you think would be awesome when you actually deliver to really codify my listing business and my listing approach for 2021.
Exactly. Thanks so much, Damon.
All right, guys, thanks so much.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next week. All right, take care.